back to Your Joyful Life. I'm Anne Scottlin. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm going to talk about hope, which I think is something we could all use a little bit of right now. And I'm even going to talk about what is better than hope. So stick around because I would like to share that with you. So let's talk a little bit about hope. What is it and what isn't it? And what do we do when things don't go as planned? What happens when you get laid off? What happens when you have bad luck? What happens when your finances have completely run out? What happens if you've lost a loved one? What do you live for when you get in those places that are dark or depressing or discouraging? I know, I've been there. I lost a loved one this year to COVID. And I didn't know I was going to get emotional. That was a very painful experience, shocking and painful. Also, many of you, and myself included, we've taken a huge hit financially this year. And a lot of us are just lonely, or maybe you have a few people in your life or your family, or maybe you have none, but there's a sense of loneliness and a deep longing for things to be better, which is hope. We have hope. And hope is a good thing. Hope is a great thing. And hope is a really good thing to be focusing on as we move forward. But hope can also be a bit tricky. Why is hope a bit tricky? Well, hope is a bit tricky because it's a little bit about delaying our happiness for the future. Hope is about delaying our happiness for the future. Now, that doesn't make hope bad. Hope is a good thing, guys. I'm still saying hope is an amazing thing. But it does have a factor of delaying our happiness in the future. In other words, I can't be happy right now because I've had tragedy in my life. I can't be happy because I'm run out of money. But hopefully, in the future, I can be happy. Well, it's a little bit tricky because even if things were going perfectly, we would still find something to complain about. We would still find something that wasn't going right. We would still find something we were angry about. We would still find something, often, almost always, to steal our joy and happiness. So this is the interesting thing about hope. There's no guarantees, but it also is a little bit misleading. So it's good to have hope, but you can also add something better than hope. What is better than hope? Now, these two things usually work in conjunction and they're not mutually exclusive, okay? I think hope is amazing, but there is something that is a little better than hope, and that's love. Love is better than hope because love pulls you back into the present. Love pulls you back into the now. Love, you can't love someone in the future and be actively loving them. You can't say, well, next year I am going to love and I'm going to be happy. Well, who knows? You might love and you might be happy, but it's still pulling you into the future. But if you love right now, if you are in the process of practicing love, of experiencing love now, it is better than hope because it can bring you warmth and happiness right now, and there's no hooks attached. So find the love. How do you find the love? This is an interesting question because a lot of us need to love ourselves more. That's the number one thing. Love yourself more. Oh, how do you do that? That's such a complicated question. There's so much I can unpack around that in another episode. But you can start by loving yourself by telling yourself about all the things you've done well, congratulating yourself about your wins. Congratulate yourself for surviving this year, guys. Congratulate yourself. You're a survivor. You are still hanging in there. You have pulled through. Give yourself some love for that. Give yourself some affirmation for that. Instead of beating yourself up for being down or having less money or a million other things, try to give yourself a little love. If you can summon even a little seed of love for others, try to practice that towards yourself. Take a few moments every day to share some love with yourself, to accept that love, to allow yourself to care and nurture and love you the way you would like someone else to care and nurture and love you. The other thing about love is it doesn't mean you're dependent on someone else giving it to you. It can start here. It can start here with your own attitudes about yourself, your own beliefs about yourself, and you can start practicing it. Even if all those beliefs haven't been rewired, you can start practicing it by saying something, doing something that gives you love and affirmation. So let's see, what can I think about today? And I'm gonna get emotional again because see, it's real, you guys. I love myself because, pick a reason. I love myself because I'm a great dog mom. And my dogs have an amazing life because they live with me. That's simple. Find something to give yourself some love. And if you want to keep that flowing, practice it by showing love to others. Doesn't have to be in the same room right now. It could be, but it could also be virtually. A phone call, a video chat, a note, an email, a postcard, doing a kind deed, helping someone who is, from all apparent circumstances, in a worse situation than you are right now. Show some love, give some love, be in the flow. Be in the flow now, because then you can have hope, and that's amazing. But you don't have to wait for hope. You don't have to wait for hope because hope is still an unknown. Hope still pulls you into the future. So I know I've talked about similar themes to this a lot lately, but I just feel like as we move forward, as we think about hope, let's bring it together and let's focus on the love. Focus on the love for yourself, for others. Just really focus on the love. Because when you find the love, you won't be dependent on the hope. Thank you so much for tuning in again today here on Your Joyful Life. Please like and subscribe so I can help keep this content coming. And please send me your messages. I love to read from you. Share the love. I could use some this week. I've had a rough week. Share the love. Send me some messages. I'll respond whenever I possibly can. Check out my feeds on Twitter and Instagram at Anne Scottlin. And check out some of my personal posts that you might find fun. Much love to you guys, and I wish you a very joyful life.